Wimbledon's clerk of the course is John Forster, one of the most experienced and respected groundsmen in the business. John works tirelessly to produce a fair and above all safe track. Wimbledon has been his life for nearly 4 decades.
I've been here sort of 39 years, but I've sort of mainly been working on the speedway and the dog track all of that time, and then the last few years totally on the greyhound track.
And it runs in the family.
It does, yeah. My father worked here before the war and just after the war for a while, and he had a short stint back again back in the late 70s just to do a bit of hair driving. And now my son, he works here as well. In fact, he started last year's derby.
Stars check them over. He waves their flag. The roar's up. But before the derby final, or any race for that matter, can go ahead, John and his team have over 6 hours of track preparation to complete. First, between 3 and 6 inches of the surface is scarified to break up the sand. Then John drives the tractor wheels over the track to flatten the surface before replacing all the displaced sand from the edges, ready for the next stage of the operation, which is known as plating. The tractor tows a heavy metal plate behind it, which compresses the surface ready for watering. The infamous Bowser can spray upwards of 2,000 gallons of water onto the track, and it is vitally important to make sure it gets plenty of water, especially when the weather is as hot and dry as it has been during the derby.
I didn't really want to go the Bowser route, but with the weather and everything else, we've had to really. Because it is a lot of weight on the track, and that's why once a month we like to rotivate it to sort of 6-7 inches deep to break up underneath, because we don't want to get, it's no good having 2 inches of soft sand on top of a piece of concrete. You want it fairly soft underneath as well. But the Bowser has really helped us, because we can get a load on quick and then hand water while it's refilling up.
As the statistics showed, the inside traps have produced very few winners in this year's derby, something John acknowledges but is at a loss to explain.
There is a few people who said that to me, but as I say, I can slow the inside down. I can slow the outside down, but that's not what we do. We do the same from top to bottom, from the inside to the outside. And when we water, you would think that if there's going to be any bites with the water, it would be more the inside than the outside because of the banking on the bends. So I don't really understand why Trap 1 is not doing as well as the others. Trap 6 in theory has got a lot further to run. So I don't really know about that one, but all we try and do is keep it safe. I mean, my main concern is safety for the greyhounds and to keep it even.
Of course, safety is the #1 priority, but accidents happen, and last year's high-profile injury to the Derby favourite Premier Fantasy was an experience his trainer Seamus Graham, owner Michael McElhatton and John Forster won't wish to repeat.
You get attached to these dogs, they're lovely animals. But sometimes, sometimes it is incidents with dogs that get bumped and knocked over, and I mean that's bad enough, but if it's on its own and it breaks something, it makes you wonder. You start to think, is it the track, is it this, is it that? And that's why you're just constantly trying to dig it up, make it softer underneath so it's not too hard. But sometimes I think some of these top dogs, they are maybe too good for themselves. They hit that first bend so fast. They've got a straight run from the 460 or from the 480 boxes, 460 boxes. It's a long straight run, and you hit that flat out and you've got to turn left. And unfortunately, some things break, and it's not a thing any of us want to see happen, because it just destroys the evening. You just want to go home. You don't want to do it anymore.
It's not just the surface that John is responsible for. Everything that moves at Wimbledon Stadium comes under his watchful eye. If the traps need a wash and brush up, call John. But the clerk of the course, who admits he doesn't bet, is sure he knows which dog is going to win Saturday's William Hill Greyhound Derby final.
First one past the post. That's all I can say.
Likely to be in Trap 6, do you think?
I don't know, but if it was now Trap 1 that won it, everybody would say, well, they've obviously done something to the track. So we haven't. The track will be done as it is normally done, and hopefully it'll be a safe race. and the best dog wins.